Hello Taurus, welcome to your December check-in reading. Obviously I'm squeaking them in at the end of the month, and I also haven't read for anyone, including you all month. Just got busy with my calendar, added in some volunteering, yada yada, festivities. So different kind of read. You can see here from just various decor about my house, sort of the energies selected. We have Archangels over here, Archangel Metatron with their symbol, with pair of Archangels joining. So we have a triad, and I've asked them to focus on 2026. So the messages over here will be about the year to come. And then over here, charms and cards. We're going to toss some charms, or they're going to select some charms into this little dish. We'll get cards, and then we'll see how the charms associate with the cards. But we have your animal spirit guides, your guardian angels, and your soul energy here to speak to you there about messages. And this is going to be about sort of the December check-in, your year in review. So 2025, what do they want to connect with you on? Now, this is a take two for me, for you guys, for whatever reason. Last night, when I went to read, well into sort of the first half of the reading here, and I just had to stop. There was a distraction or reason for it, but I walked away from your reading. And then coming into your energies again, I was listening to music, and I was struggling to kind of remember the song name. All I could remember was the lyrics, and the searches weren't producing anything for me. I was getting frustrated. And the song at the time I was listening to was by Avi Kaplan, and the main lyric in that song is, "We've got to move our soul." So I don't know if your energies, because I had to stop and redirect last night, and then tonight, I was encouraged to stop with the music and redirect back into your reading. So I don't know if there's a halt redirect that maybe you experienced in 2025, or maybe for you, 2026 will be a encouragement here from the Archangels to stop and redirect yourself. So with that, intro's done. I do timestamp, so if you want to jump into the readings, feel free to get your messages. Otherwise, we're going to hang out together, get the cards, the charms, and any more initial impressions that I feel with you guys. We're going to start with the Archangels. We'll get your cards. Again, this is looking at 2026. I'm going to follow the sort of format that they established in the first group, the first reading, which is a bit of a seasonal approach. We'll have a sort of a main focus or message, and then they'll take us through your 4 seasons. They probably do it this way because angels don't really have or work by the human clock, I like to call it. Our 24/7 cycle, our monthly calendar. Time is kind of indifferent for them. It's all about alignment and energies, and seasonality plays the closest role, I feel, to how angels feel time. Okay. So I'll get the charms here. So again, this is the look back over 2025, including December, because we're doing our check-in at the very tail end here of the month. So we'll see how your festive season has been, all your accomplishments this year. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to hold the dish because my hand tends to bop into this guardian angel's little face. So we'll see what charms they want to select from the few they've gathered from the bowl. And then we'll place them on the cards. Looks like they're going for this circus tent here in the middle. Okay, all of them except for this one. That one doesn't feel right. Okay, so you have 3 charms. Interesting. I did try to read you last night after Aquarius, and they also had this emotions took over their whole world, or emotions played a very significant role throughout the entirety of 2025. You have your little circus tent here, and a very interesting directional arrow here. This is my almost like Monopoly. It's kind of like hitting that square, go directly to go. Or go directly to, yeah, and I don't know, go directly for it or go directly to jail, don't pass go or something. But this is my A to B. Go from here to here. No redirects. Maybe that's why, the arrow was, maybe that's the energy I was feeling originally. It's sort of this abrupt turn and go this way. Stop, go this way. So we'll get into those. We'll see what the cards are and where your guardians, your spirit guardians here want to place those charms. So 2025. Let's check in with Taurus. Need a bit more space. We want to stack these ones. So I don't know, feels like a brick wall. I don't know, did you hit a brick wall this year? Looking to try something new. Maybe you feel like you did a lot of trial and error, or just at a standstill. Just like no go here. Yeah, it's like you're running into a full stop here. Something blocked you or something's blocking you. 2025. And then we'll see where the charms want to go. Just kind of get them back into the fingers. Maybe it's an abrupt stop. Maybe you ended a cycle. This could also be closure. Ended a cycle. Changed a behavior. Maybe. Sometimes we get fed up, we walk away, or we just stop doing something. Maybe get a medical appointment. I wonder why they're taking so long. They're kind of hanging in here. I wonder if that's a message in and of itself, sort of the length of time, because the first charm that fell out was that emotions, how emotions were heavy on your heart this year, or played a huge role throughout the year for you, being in that emotional space. You want me to place this in between the cards, kind of in this space. Oh my gosh, pushing the card even. See how the arrow? It's a little charm. It like shoved the card forward. Strong energy here. I do believe from your soul. Go this way. Go forth. Go forward. Okay. We'll get the circus tent upright. And your emotions here. Okay. So I'm going to jump into your reading again. Hopefully this time around we're golden and there's no abrupt stop. And I get it uploaded. Finished and uploaded. Okay, so where are we going to start? I'm going to come to the directional arrow as a starting point. Go this way. Since in the intro, as we were getting the cards and charms, it was saying that's the message that I was tuning into it with. It was go directly this way. Do not pass go. I was alluding it to or aligning it to the Monopoly board game. So we're going to go forward in the reading. So we'll go forward towards the cards this way. But that is what this charm means. So we are talking about 2025, coming from your guardians here. I do feel like the arrow is coming from your soul. So this is a nudge. This is a gut instinct that maybe you were ignoring all year. Or maybe that's why it was weighing heavy on your heart. Maybe you kept getting pulled. You really wanted to do something, but then you talked yourself out of it. Kind of like yesterday, trying to get your video started, and then I had to walk away from it. So could also be like a false start, so self-doubt comes in, or we have a bout of where we lose a little bit of confidence, so then we decide not to, or we delay it ourselves. So maybe you held back, but this is definitely a push forward here, a nudge forward. They really want you to continue with what you're feeling here. What you're feeling is right. What your internal instinct is telling you to do. So let's see where you're going. So remember, from here to here, so point A to point B. Maybe I should hold them together, right? We're going from here to here. Okay. So they're bringing me immediately to her empty basket, sort of this, she's kind of standing under the tree just with like hopeful, wishful thinking here, right? Like, if I stand here long enough, one of these pentacles will fall out of the tree, surely, right? The tree's gonna, the fall season will come around and it'll drop in my lap. So I don't know if you had some wishful thinking here throughout the year, or maybe not wishful thinking. What's that term? Maybe you got gaslit a bit this year, promises that never came to fruition. So you've been kind of sitting and waiting for that opportunity, but it did not, right? So look at this self-doubt back there. Look how the cow is kind of hanging its head. A little lack of confidence, not really, kind of losing interest. Maybe something was fading away for you as well, because you were waiting, right? You were waiting for that fulfillment of things said to you, right? Communications that you received that never came around. And then you're moving to the Six of Cups. Now this energy is you just doing what you love, right? You're not waiting by the trees anymore. These two youths are not hanging out under the tree. They're off doing their own thing. They're like, yeah, whatever, I'll make my own experiences. I'll make it happen myself, right? So this is you getting refocused in on career. If it was an opportunity, a door you were waiting to open. Well, this is you just, okay, well, I'll just go knock myself. Why am I waiting for you to connect me with this person? You don't need to make the connections for me. I'll just go talk to them myself. Like, I can ask, open door policy. I can go ask what's going on with XYZ. It's also different energy, right? You're going from this kind of muted tonality, for whatever reason. I feel just sort of muted, tuning more into like the brown hues of her wardrobe. And even though the youths are dressed similarly, I'm more drawn down to the garden here, the sunflowers, which represent new beginnings, like refreshes, renewals, forgiveness even. But it's a beautiful, colorful little garden here that you're playing in. Playfulness, joy, kitty looking up at the butterflies, kids playing with animals. So cups are also divination for me, like scrying in water. So your ability to manifest your vision. It's almost like a reminder. Why are you waiting for something to fall in your lap when you already know that as a Taurus, you can make things happen? That's one of your beautiful gifts, is your ability to just make it happen. You don't need to rely on anyone to kind of start it for you. You kind of have that spirit. I want to say like a playful approach, kind of this beautiful innocence. What other word can be used for like a charm? It's kind of like a blend of like charming wit. I don't know how to express what I'm feeling here, but like when you approach things yourself, the enthusiasm, the type of enthusiasm that you have, the type of happiness, joy that you feel That's what's here. Versus this maybe like rarely seen version of you, because it feels like it doesn't fit you. As you can see, I'm like pushing it away. I'm like, not your style. It's not Taurus. Okay. I'm going to come up here to this heart. So emotions were pretty much your world, which means it's all encompassing. So in 2025, emotions really caught you up, either in your internal thoughts. So just a lot of time spent thinking, contemplating, being perplexed. This could be a huge heartbreak, something that like rocked your world, a loss, an end to something, or a withdrawal. It can also be just the balance of emotions were off throughout the year. So just even struggling with keeping your emotions or keeping yourself in the emotional space that you prefer to sit in. I do feel like this one's coming from your guardian angels, because they're showing like they see everything, right? They're not always with you. Obviously, there's privacy barriers that even your spiritual guardians and your loved ones don't cross. But you know, they're aware. They know. They can feel everything in your heart that you feel. Your guardian angels feel what you feel. So they know. I don't know. They're just telling me that we know. So let's see what the card is. See what they know, what you've gone through, what you endured, what you persevered through, what caught you up in your emotions. Look at all the cups. Cups are emotions. Some are standing, some are knocked over. You know, the water's kind of pooling in, but also it could look like the tide's going out. So it's kind of murky, marshy, marsh-like land. Obviously, he's got his wand to make sure he doesn't sink, right? But you know, this card, this gentleman, reminds me of when I ever have a full moon. I always throw wishes up to Father Sky, to the full moon. And I feel like that's what he's kind of doing here, right? He's lost in thought, intuition, the purple, lost in thought, his heart desires, that's wishing, and looking at the moon for answers, right? Like, what happened? What's going on? Why? Again, coming back to the scrying. These were all my dreams. These were all my visions. Why did that not happen? Why did that not happen? Why did that not happen? So kind of contemplating these, maybe never even got started, didn't quite go as planned kind of experiences that you went through this past year. But there's a lot of like, why? You know, unanswered questions, or you're just curious. Look how the card's like drawing into the camera here. I just noticed how much I backed it up. They really want you to get to connect with the moon here. I don't know if you spent a lot of this year awake at night. Maybe you went out walking at night, or you paced around the house. Maybe that's how your emotions displayed, right? When we get stressed out, when something's weighing on our heart and mind, we tend to lack sleep. So you could have experienced a year of not much rest. And if you were trying to put your finger on like why, your emotions, what you were going through emotionally, in your thoughts and on your heart. Thoughts and heart. So heavy, weighed heavy on you. We're not going here yet. That's interesting. I'm kind of skipping over. I'm not coming to this kind of blockage, right? This is I guess the door that didn't open, but they said, why did you wait for it to open? You could open it yourself. So we'll come here last. So the circus tent, jumping out of my finger here. Oh, playing with me here. Okay, so my circus tent is like your home base, your home environment. We tend to have two. Some people have three, but this is where you spend the majority of your time, where you split your time. So home and work, could be home and travel, could be your home and maybe a second or a third home, and you kind of rotate through, or like a vacation home. It's all how you split majority of time. For some of you, it could be home and school as well, whether for yourself or with children, sort of home and whatever that secondary kind of space is for you. And right now, they're kind of pulling these curtains back. They're inviting you in. So it looks like we're going to go take a closer look at one of these two environments, either your main home base or that second or third home. But it looks like with the circus, maybe it was quite busy for you this year. Like I don't want to say chaotic, but I just see like a lot of traffic. Obviously, there's audience and lineups and the acts, the performances inside here. Maybe it's just like more bodies were around you. Maybe your company grew or added staff, so now there's more people around your desk. I'm not feeling anything unpleasant because I'm trying to refrain from saying like kind of being on top of each other, but it's like I get the sense of walking into a room and you didn't quite expect there to be others, people or pets there, but there was. Like there's just sort of this sudden increase of just more people or more energy around you this year in one of these home environments. Okay, well, yeah, we got the Three of Cups here. Again, lots of cups, lots of emotion here. We're already up to 3 cups cards here. Okay. Yeah, see how the dancing oracles here, they're like kind of touching, but they're not getting in each other's way of their dance moves, but they're in very close proximity. So I don't know, maybe you moved in and have roommates now, and you're and you 2025 or near the end of 2025, you had to adjust to it. Like I said, if you were at a company that grew, this could be the additional people on the team or just in the office space. Maybe your clientele list grew, so you're kind of dealing with more people than usual, right? More phone calls, more emails, more attention that needs to be provided, more focus. But it's happy energy. I mean, it's the 3 cups, so party time. It's pleasant. One of your sources of energy and entertainment throughout 2025, or it has been. So maybe that's why I was really refraining from using the word chaotic, because you very much have enjoyed sort of this uptick of sort of the new energy or the more energy in your space, in your main space. Who knows? Maybe you grew your family. Maybe this was the addition of those additional family members. Okay, now they're letting me come to this center card. So let's see what the middle of everything. Well, that's interesting. Center card, middle of everything. This intersection point. So where does emotions, socializing, and why were you sitting around and waiting, Taurus, when you can make things happen yourself? Message. What does it all come to? Well, you making a decision to go that other way. Look at you. You're opening the door. You're like, okay, see you later then. I'll just open this door myself. Off I go. And here's who and what I'm taking with me. So experiences, connections, possessions, right? And there's your spirit animal guide. So your fox has come in here. Look at the X marks the spot. Didn't I say this was the intersection point? Time is now. So maybe this is, because we're heading into 2026 now. So, December, the new year, when you see this reading in 2026, depending when it comes across your feed, like now's the time. Now's the time for you to just open the door. Now, when you get the fox, this is all about high intelligence, ingenuity, creativity, solution, focused, feeling good, looking good, self-esteem is at an all-time high here. Your confidence is back up. So, and look what you're doing. You're just following your gut here, your intuition, the purple hue. You know exactly what you're doing because the swords, making that decision. But I like how the door's opening because that was the wall, right? The door was closed, the door wasn't opening for you, and you're busting on through yourself here. I'll drop the fox spirit animal meaning for you in the video description as well. Save you a little search engine lookup. But it looks like, you know, stop sitting and waiting for this new beginning or opportunity to kind of come to you. That's not your energy, Taurus. Tap back into your energy, which is playfulness, right? They're reminding you of all the times when you're happy, when you're around people, when you're enjoying things. Yes, this is a emotional, heavy on the heart decision, but if you follow your gut, the door swings wide open. Look at those golden gates opening up for you. Okay, let's jump into the Archangels here. Connect with the Archangels and peek ahead at 2026. You walk through those gates. What happens? You head out on that new path in your soul journey. What's in store for you? Well, there's our moon. Wish upon the moon. No wonder they wanted me to zoom in on that card earlier. Or the card just, like, I could feel my hand getting pulled. That's how it felt like. Sorry, I should stop pulling the card in and out. So here with the High Priestess, look at her hanging off the moon, right? She grabbed her wish, pulled it right out of the sky. This isn't a falling star kind of wish. This is the moon. This is a major change. Just like in the intro, I was feeling that boom, 90-degree, bam. And it's all purple. Follow, you know what this feels like? Following your soul purpose. It's like one of them. Obviously, we have a lot of them when we come into this world. A lot of lessons that we want to accomplish to level up our soul. But I feel like your intuition is like at its all-time peak here, or has been all of 2025, trying to guide you in a completely different direction, which is your soul purpose, one of your soul purposes. But it's in the form of a dream come true, a wish come true. What a great way to pull you forward. And white for me is also peace, hope, joy, sort of that nice Zen kind of energy, which means life is more easygoing. You know, your emotions are balanced, which we saw here with the cow, kind of not so in check. And now 2026 is your opportunity for all of that. They also keep making my eyes peek up here at the number 11 or 2, depending if you're reading it as Roman numerals. But I'm reading it as 1111. So I'll drop angel number 11 for you in the description box as well, because that's how they're making me read it. Okay, so we're going to go through the seasons. So we'll go spring, summer, fall, winter. I'm in Canada, Northern Hemisphere, so that's how I read them. So I'll align months to those based on my seasonality. You'll have to apply it to your part of the world for your year. Okay. So we'll go spring. Okay. I love this card because I love how you're walking out of the desert towards your 8 of Cups here, right? Your waiting cups. You're going to do some scrying again like we saw in over here. That's your energy, right? Looking into your cups, bringing your visions to life. So here you are coming out of the desert. So coming out of 2025, emerging from winter, because now we're in spring. So this is March, April, May for me. So you're emerging from our winter season and you're ready to pluck your vision, pluck your dream, and go after it. You're just going to pursue it after sort of this duration, right? That waiting period. We saw you, I felt you over here, waiting for it to fall into your lap. You're like, no, I'm going to walk out of this desert. Walking through that door, I'm going to walk out. So you'll come out of this current winter season, so transitioning to 2026. But as you come into spring, you're going to have a really good understanding, clarity of mind of what this dream, what this vision is, what you're scrying. Summer. We have the Four of Wands. We have my cozy kitties, I like to call them. This is a companionship that just feels like home to you. This is like a perfect fit partner, a best friend. This is the stage that your relationship, if you're in, is going to get to, where you're just, comfortable and cozy in the silence with each other, right? Kind of are talking to each other telepathically. When you have a business partner, you can just look across the table and kind of know what each of you are thinking. It's that kind of energy, or those shared glances you have with best friends, and you know what each other's thinking, a family member. That's what this is. Now, look, by the summer, look how many candles are alight here with your Four of Wands. So look at all these new beginnings, the sunflowers here in that garden, right? When you go back into your Taurus energy, you have all these new beginnings, all these opportunities, and you already have 4 by the summer. 4 new starts. You got a bouquet starting here. They're drawing me up to the flowers, all these new beginnings starting to bloom. So things are starting to happen. There's movement here by the summer months. So June, July, August. You're kind of already sitting in it, right? You're sitting pretty, sitting cozy and pretty in the visions here, the dreams you're bringing to life. Or the one big dream, and these are those little steps, right? All those pieces coming together. So everything's falling into a really nice rhythm for you here in the summer. Sitting cozy, comfy cozy. I don't know, Taurus, maybe that's your season. Maybe that's the season you like as well. We can go here for fall. Ace of Cups. Well, here's your dream coming to full fruition here. So August, September, October, whatever that moon is that you just pulled down out of the sky, that wish you just grabbed out of the sky, it is in full bloom. Well on its way already. So again, we already saw that, right? The bouquet was starting there in the pot. 4 candles were lit, but here you're definitely into the groove of things. If it's money, it's generating money. If it's just abundance, prosperity, renewed love, you're getting it all. You're feeling better with the T. So emotional health, physical health. Definitely feeling that here. The purples make me think of my charm, which is the barrel of wine, the grapes kind of spilling out of it. So there must be a celebration, a pretty significant celebration in the fall that you're going to enjoy as well here, that they're hinting at. The Archangels are hinting at this kind of big ceremony. It could be an award that you win. Could be a milestone that you hit. Some kind of big trip. I don't know. There's something here, something worthy of like my wine barrel celebration for you. For the fall, you are in a very good space. It feels mentally, physically, financially, and then you have this big celebration you're going to have as part of your dream. But why wouldn't it be huge? It's your dream. Also, the purple is intuition. So celebrating you following your intuition, following your soul purpose, trusting your gut. So this time next year, November, December, kind of Jan, Feb time period, winter, sort of end of fall, winter, the periods of defrosting in the spring. So this time next year, you're sitting with the 10 of Cups. So not surprising that you would have the 10 of Cups, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You are setting up legacy, right? It kind of looks like the elder bunny here, yourself, Taurus, is handing down to successors, or have team members kind of listening to you, looking up to you, children around you, whatever this is, grandchildren. But you're noticed, you're seen for your expertise, for who you are, for where you've come from, right? From where you've come from, that arrow, that big shift you made. Again, I feel that shift. Completely in a different direction by following your intuition. Now your basket has increased in size here. The basket that you were sitting under your tree of abundance, the pentacles of opportunities, was just a little basket waiting for a pentacle to fall. And now you've parked a boat below your tree of abundance because you know how much good luck is falling for you here with the 10 of Cups. So essentially the angels, archangels here are letting you know that if you're willing, right, if you're willing to go from A to B, take this significant change. So it's like, again, it's opening a door for yourself. It's putting yourself first, putting your health first, shifting of your priorities, I guess is the best way for me to say it. Either you've been putting off recovery. Well, don't do that. Maybe you've been putting off commitment to family. Don't do that, right? When you do that, when you do follow your emotional pull here, your intuitive pull to do the opposite or do different, do it differently. When you do it differently, when you do it the Taurus way, the creative Taurus way, look at the success you achieve. Look at the boats coming into you. Almost like you're setting up a legacy here, again, with the succession. So it feels like an opportunity here to truly set the roots, right? Put your roots down, set up that family. Maybe you're the kind of family member of this generation pocket, this 100-year spread that's able to knock the family cycle in a different way, right? We see that a lot in a lot of history documentaries. I'm starting to watch a really cool documentary on Jane Austen. And sort of she was the individual in her family at that time within her ancestry of relatives to be the one to kind of do it differently. And she made huge impact, right? A very famous author. Her 10 of Cups, her legacy, her succession, her notoriety. Look at that big celebration. I did say an award ceremony, some kind of big ceremony, and people seeing you, people knowing you. So, I mean, maybe you're on a path or could be on a path to establish a similar legacy. You will be known. You will be seen. You will be known. Okay, so since I haven't read for all of you all month, I haven't checked in with you since November, end of November. I did also ask loved ones to come down. Again, they just kind of went through my home and chose some decor. They're salt and pepper shakers, but I just have them on a shelf because I think they're cute little owls. I like their colors. So your loved ones are coming in as this beautiful owl duo, this pairing. And we're going to do 3 cards. And I've asked them to do a sneak peek in 2026. It's something that will happen, but it won't ruin the experience when it happens to you. You'll either forget about it, it'll feel like deja vu, it might feel like a serendipitous moment, or for you as an individual, being prepared might work better for you. So they're just going to kind of let you know. Maybe you're also looking for some confirmation or validation that something will happen for you in 2026, and maybe they'll let you know about that as well. So let's tune into your loved ones, people and pets. So anyone you've lost, and they're going to come together and let you know. Look, a little sneak peek. What's going to happen for you? What can you expect in 2026? On top of the possibility here of you to make a major, beautiful life shift and bring a dream, a massive dream, a mega dream come true. I don't know why. I'm kind of stepping back, and The cards are looking shiny to me. The back sides aren't actually shiny on these cards, but I don't know. I'm getting a shimmer. So your loved ones are twinkling here to you. They're trying to make all these stars here in the gold, kind of filigree in the middle, kind of shimmer to you, kind of twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, right? Maybe you were the twinkle in their eye. Or maybe you have a twinkle in your eye. Maybe they like when you smile. Maybe you're one of those people that has a little shine to your eye when you smile. So they're smiling at you. Okay. So messages from your loved ones. Which card do I want to start with here? Drawn to the middle one, oddly. I thought I just kind of go left to right, but so for whatever reason, we're starting in the middle here. Now here you are, Taurus. Again, beautiful orange hair, beautiful orange tendrils here, falling down, cascading down. So this is remember your fox energy, your creative ingenuity, your problem solving. Look at you manifesting. Look at you doing it, putting your gift, your power to work. There's that sparkle. Maybe it was the pixie dust, the magic dust your loved ones were reminding you that you have. And I was talking about Jane Austen, and here you are using your hand, right? Communication, pen to paper, paintbrush to canvas. It could be hand to smartphone. I don't know. Maybe you just have the power of knowing what to say, when to say it, regardless of the vessel. So the power of communication with you. Use your power of communication. Use that. I called it charm earlier, right? Your wit, your charm, your ability to express yourself. Looks like it's going to result into two things. If you tap into the power of how your power of communications, you just have a certain style, Taurus, to communications, and it just connects you with others, like an immediate connection with others. You tap back into this power, two things it looks like could be assured to come true here for you. So we'll go left side first. 5 of Cups. This is my receiving communications, hearing something, because it's the she shells, just your standard, hold it up to your ear, receive the message. But it looks like you've tried, right? She's already tossed over a couple she shells, but there's 3 more, right? There's 3 more attempts. Your magic is kind of spinning, right? You're learning from what didn't work before. You're able to adapt, be creative, and adapt your approach. This could be connecting with or through the wrong connections, right? Those are the 2 other people that made you wait, under the tree of abundance over here. So look at what else you can do. Where else can you reach out? Can you just go directly? The golden shell there. So communications, reach out again, reassess your network here, reassess who you know or the different vehicles, right? Maybe try email, not phone number. Maybe try addressed mail. I don't know, drop it in the post office. Maybe an actual physical letter written by you might be the right form of communication. Maybe it's uploading something online like I am as your form of communication. Whatever it is, whatever you've already tried to attempt. So again, I do see prior attempts, so this should be resonating and ringing a bell with you, because you've tried it already before. This is just tap into that ingenuity, your creativity, your problem solving skills as it relates to communications, and try again. Okay, so on the right side, what else could happen? What else can you bring about? So I'm really getting a lot of fear here. Because I do dream analysis readings, and so fear, nightmare, staying up at night. I wonder if they're walking me backwards again over here, right? Your emotional state through 2025, so lack of sleep. Because here you're surrounded by the angelic love. These arrows, these golden arrows, represent, feathers from heaven. So your owl, owl feathers from heaven here. Your loved ones are surrounding you with love. And there's in the deep purple here of following your intuition, which is what this whole side of the reading has been about. So 2026 is all about following your gut instinct, following what you know you should be doing. Sort of that internal compass is at its all-time high. And I feel like you're going to return back to sleep. You're going to get that sleep. So she's kind of fearful of, if I relax back, I'm not going to fall asleep. But there's the opposite message here for me of, more of, maybe shock that she woke up so late. Like, wow, I actually slept for 6 hours. How was that possible? But your loved ones are kind of swirling you here with love that, sleep is connected to this intuitive shift that you make. It is possible to get back to rest and rejuvenate. Sort of this black nightmare kind of dark sky is retreating. I feel like it's being pushed up. I don't know if it's because of this energy moving up, but I kind of feel like more so these green trees, which is your forest of prosperity and abundance, are kind of rolling in and starting to surround you as well. And like a canopy, right? So they're pushing away this fear of, maybe it's fear of failure. Maybe you're worried about falling into self-doubt again, right? It's hard to bet on self all the time. It's like the Fool card, right? You got to take that risk, have 100% trust and self-belief, and follow that instinct, follow that natural pull, and know that your loved ones are supporting you. That's what all those golden arrows are. That's surrounding you with love and support all the way. But they are emphasizing the message here of you will get sleep. It will lead to sleep. Communication, how you communicate, what you pursue, right? Because you're drawing your pentacle. So what you pursue, I think, is this. So following your soul purpose, following your gut with a new, creative, different approach is one thing. And you'll get back to sleep because your emotions and everything are going to find its balance and come back into rhythm. Life feels easier. That's the rolling mountains coming in, all that greenery. And then over here, communications and actual, your throat chakra, speaking or sending something, sharing something out. Just try it again. Another attempt. It could be a project that you've been trying to bring about. I've had 3 projects in October to November that I've been trying to push forward, little side things, but our attention gets pulled elsewhere, or you put it out into the world, didn't really do as great as you thought. So you just got to rethink, try again. So there's this trial, third time's the charm. Kind of feel that as well. So you got 2 on this side, and they're saying one more try again. Pick eeny, meeny, miny, right? Pick one, and put your Taurus energy spirit into it, and you'll see that success. So 3rd time's a charm, and you're going to get some beautiful sleep. So I will connect with you all in January. I will get back to my regular rhythm for videos, and I look forward to seeing sort of this shift in energy that you're going to be going through, this beautiful renewal and new beginning.